say how all over this world, oh yeah, yeah, there's a blue dot family.
That's right. That's y'all. That's y'all. That's the Blue Dot family, baby. How y'all doing? It is Sunday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting, baby. What a day. Anyway, I got to back this up. As usual, John's running behind, trying to catch up with himself. I always stop and ask myself, where'd I go? Went that way. Richard Phillips was the first one to jump in, followed by Jeff Curry, Randy Peterson. Woo, pig. We was talking about you, brother. Looking forward to your trip down here. Jan Beach is with us. Bart Larson. Look at the trees. Seriously, stop. Look at the trees. It'll do your heart good. Glad you're here, baby. Thank you very much. Oh, this ain't working. Don't do that to me. Amanda Elliott's here. Andre Jackson, thank you. Dwayne Twizzle. Bruce Preston. Deborah Douglas is here. Dina Michael. Mega Wet Willie's with us. Let me say that smart-ass squaw. Thank goodness is here. Hi, Martha. Jay Clayton and Stephanie Dane are both here. Thank you. And Debbie Marie, Bernadette Pree, thank goodness you're here. Anyway, the stringed assassin is amongst our midst, so y'all be careful now. Jeanette Miller, Mark Perkins, let me get on down here and find out. Carolyn and John Matjesco, Sandra England, thank you. Dawn Crossan, the remixtress is with us, Teresa Diggum, thank you very much. And, I missed it. Let's get on with it. Anyway, I hope y'all had a good weekend. It turned out pretty damn good. We got the Senate, baby. That's the big ticket. We talked about this long before. The House is one thing, but it was the Senate that we had to hold. And, baby, we did it last night with Nevada, when they called Nevada last night. And Masto. Jesus, I had to look. My name is, my brain is way out there, baby. When it was called for her last night, we all took a good smile deep in our heart. We know we have the Senate. Georgia is still up for grabs. We want that seat. We need that seat. But it's not a do or die situation. The House is still, it's leaning Republican still, but there is still a chance the Democrats could still come by, pull it out. I think there's like 24 or something seats still uncalled. And right now the margin is pretty thin. Excuse me. So we're still in this fight, baby. We still got a ways to go. But we should all be taking a little pat on the back for yourselves, man. I want to really stress this. This would not have happened had we not been involved in this democracy and saw the kind of turnout that we saw. It was heavily Democratic. And we didn't win all the House seats that we wanted to win. But we didn't do too damn bad for a midterm. Normally in midterms, the party in power loses everything. Right now in the House, let me see, I think we're at 219 to 210. No, 219 to 216. 3 seats separate. Right now, the balance of power within the House. If we could retain the House, baby, we're making history. And I think the people of America have spoken loud enough that it has come through. That we will stand up when democracy is threatened. Anyway, my way of saying, I want to thank every one of you, because I know every one of you voted. I know every one of you listening to this took the time to go vote. We're involved in this, so I want to give a heartfelt thanks to every one of you, and every one of us should be taking a victory lap, baby, because this is history making. Party in power usually loses a lot in the midterms, but not this time, baby. It's just too damn important. And I'm glad we were part of it. Today I spent a little time on the Tim Cormall show over there with Kathy Larkin and Sue from Rockville and Joe Santorsa and Tim Cormall. Had a great time discussing the issues over there today, and I want to thank Tim for inviting me on his show. My social media friend of the week, I picked Biker Wisdom and Thoughts, Leo Sahaki. As a matter of fact, Tim said he'd love to see Leo come on the show over there, so we're going to try to help Leo get hooked up over there and get his voice over there. Anyway, what else is going on? Nothing. It's been a beautiful day down here in South Texas. Tomorrow's even going to be better. Got a little rain tonight. Tomorrow we're headed back into the 70s, high 70s, and that's why I love Texas so much, is because winters down here only last about a week. You know, and then it turns around and gets warm a little bit, and then another cold front. It ebbs and flows. But anyway, Bernadette, darling, how are you?
Oh, dude, I'm relieved.
A big sigh of relief, huh?
This election wore me out, John. It wore me out.
I think a lot of
I
us,
take
Bernie.
I had to take a little break there after Tuesday, and just shut things down just to contemplate what we just went through. But when I woke up the next day and realized
We got the Senate.
our country said no to MAGA
Yep.
and their evil ways.
You know,
And John, I have to say thank you. I want to say thank you to one special person. Actually, not just one, to a couple. To you, to Tim Carmel, to Robin.
to
You
those
guys
voices.
use your voice. To all the blue dots who's hung in there for the last 5, 6 years, 7 years
It's
to
been
pull
rough.
22 out. We voted for democracy, and we did it, guys. We did it.
Indeed. We did indeed. This is history making. And it does.
Thank you.
But the
Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for using your voice.
Thank you
Because I
all.
heard something the other day.
Huh? What'd you hear?
When a billionaire votes and a poor man votes, they're equal.
They're equal, baby. It's the one
It's
place
the only time we're equal.
everybody's voice has the same weight. So it is. It's the people's voice that wins this. That's why they call it a democracy. If it had gone the other
Yep.
way, we'd all be sad and blue and all boo-hooing. But it didn't.
So everybody
This
that
time,
got out there, people like Bill Joines got out there and
Indeed.
worked his
it worked his ass
off
off.
on this.
Indeed.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
not only getting out there
Thank
talking
you.
and doing
Thank
the
you.
pom things, but actually driving people to the polls. And
Yes.
Johnny Fly got
Yes.
involved up there in Pennsylvania.
Johnny Fly was out there and posting pictures.
Yes.
Thank you.
He got.
Thank you. There were a lot of
he's
people
little
out there
happy, too.
working it. Absolutely. Pennsylvania has every reason in the world to be happy.
Well, you know, that was
Absolutely.
I didn't, you know, as I said on Tip Show today, I really did not even look at the returns until Wednesday evening. So all day
Yeah.
Tuesday, the whole election kind of went out the window, and thank goodness it did. It just wasn't in my head. But by the time
Yeah.
I got around Wednesday evening to go look, it was the first thing I saw. And that made me just smile. And I told Joe Santorsa today. Joe is the Ed McMahon of the Tim Cormall show. He does a wonderful job out there. He does a thing called the Clown Car, and today it was MAGA repellent. I asked him. He said it comes in a can. You can spray it. I said, well, is it optional, or you can get it like crop dusting, you know, so you can go over a whole state.
Hey,
Anyway,
hey.
I was just
You
wondering.
do a whole bunch at
Indeed.
one time.
But,
Get the job done.
Get the job done, man. Maggot repellent. Anyway, I'm tickled to death. Pennsylvania really kicked it off, and
Yes.
now take the whole Senate. When Nevada got called, I was just ecstatic.
Thank you, Nevada. Thank you.
Nevada.
Thank you,
And Arizona
Nevada.
too. We ain't done
Thank
there.
you, Arizona.
We got
Absolutely.
the Senate, but
And come on, California.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Yeah, California, we're still hanging on. There's still a chance the Democrats
Yep.
can still take the House. So we're not
There's
done
still a chance. It's slim, but you know what? We believe in miracles.
yet. We do.
Okay.
Baby. We do.
Absolutely. And we can pull this one off too.
How about
Okay, because I think people are waking up to the realization that the Republicans in this election offered nothing. Nothing.
it? And they still aren't.
Nope.
The only thing they've been offering for a long time now is just, look, 2020, Donald Trump won and the election defraud. And when they weren't singing that, they were singing about inflation and crime, whatever else they could scare the
And
people
just
with.
voter suppression and hateful ways.
Yeah.
And the people of America did like Brazil, and we pulled one off. And
did indeed.
think Joe Biden will be able to sit judges.
That's the big thing
Okay,
right there.
that
Right
is
there.
huge.
That is huge.
That's huge.
Because that's how that was the power of Mitch McConnell when he was in power.
Absolutely.
Was judges. It's
And
all
guess
about
who
the
don't get
judges.
to run the Senate this time around?
I mean, to tell you. Hey,
Yeah,
Dave.
I'm stoked
Hey,
about
David.
that.
Are you with us, David?
I am here.
How are you
Well,
Yeah.
doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys doing?
Well, got
We're
a smile
doing
on
good.
my face. I got a smile on my
We're
face.
doing good.
I am encouraged that
Yes.
some people were still downplaying what happened as not, we may not hold the House. We took a stand. And sometimes a stand is a victory.
It is. Well,
Hey, you know what?
normally we would be the party that's in power loses a lot, especially in the House. It's not happening this time.
Michael Beschloff, who is a presidential historian, said that this kind of win, that a first-term president hasn't won like this in 90 years.
90 years
90 years.
since we had this good a showing.
Joe Biden did good.
He did
because
excellent,
Joe
really.
Biden was doing good for the whole entire country.
And we held where it needed to be held in the Senate. That was the target, baby. We lose the Senate, you lose a lot. They would impeach Biden if they got a shot. Now, I don't think so, baby. But don't worry. If the Republicans take the House, it's going to turn into a dog and pony show on nothing but Hunter Biden and anything else they can start to dig out of the trash can. And that's what they'll do.
We still got a shot for that, and I'm counting on that. They don't get it, okay?
I am. We brought it this far. Why stop now?
Exactly. So.
You want me to get that? No, it's all right. Let it ring, baby. We're busy. They'll call back.
Yep. They'll call back. Leave a message. We all got one of those.
Yeah. Oh, look who's got his hand up down here. I'm going to have to bring him in just because he wants to come up here and brag about Pennsylvania. We was talking about Pennsylvania so much. Are you happy, Johnny?
I am very happy.
I figured
How
you
about
would
that?
be. I figured you would be, my friend.
Boy, I was honored to stand next to our future governor.
I saw the pictures.
I saw them pictures too. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Awesome.
I was
Hey,
hoping.
I tried to post his speech on Discord, but it said my file was too large. It's only a 13-minute clip. But
See if you can
Discord
cut it
doesn't
into-
allow us to put our own personal videos out there for some reason.
yeah,
Haven't
But it
figured
was-
that one out yet.
I got his whole speech. I'll tell you, everybody was fired up when that bus of his campaign bus pulled in. They were all cheering. I'll tell you what, a lot of people were not for the MAGA Republicans. I'll tell you that. I think they're going to have problems for the next few years when you think about it.
Oh, well,
Hey, they
buckle up
got
for the
a
next
chance
2
to
years.
see. They got a chance to see that what they're pushing, which is garbage,
doesn't work.
serve them well. And you know what? Them flies are coming off of that piece of shit named Trump. Okay,
I'm going to
Right.
trying
enjoy
to get
this.
away from him as fast as they can.
I'm going to enjoy this. Even Fox Spews over there, Bullshit Mountain is over there, bad mouthing his ass. So, yeah, you're seeing pundits on TV all day long talking about you got to move away from
Something
Trump.
else.
He's toxic
But
to the party.
But you
So,
know what, John?
Yeah.
I really feel sorry that you got stuck for Abbott for another 4 years. But you know what?
It is the
It's a
one.
matter of time.
It's the one sad story that for us down here is that Texas remained red. Greg Abbott is still my governor. Michael Cloud is still my senator. My congressman. And nothing changed. It was heartbreaking for us. I have not.
But don't count Beto O'Rourke out.
Beto
don't
O'Rourke is
count
not
him
going to be
out.
counted out. He'll be back. He's just too damn popular. We just got this state. There's a lot of dynamics in this state, and it's easy for Republicans to exploit the Second Amendment and all the freedom bullshit that the Republicans push. And I'm about tired of that. I really am.
Yep.
I was discussing that on Tim's show today. The fact that You know, I swear the Republican Party, they better pull their shit up
They're
because
broken.
they modeled their system after Russia. They want to
They're
install
broken.
a president for life. It's ridiculous. What got me pissed off was the fact I can't remember who said it. Goddamn, I don't know if it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, maybe it was her, who said that if they had taken the Senate, they would cut off every dime to Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she
That
said.
was Marjorie.
That's
Several,
Marjorie Taylor
several of
Greene.
them.
So please send me
Several.
the who was it? David?
Marjorie.
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Marjorie Taylor Greene said it. Yeah.
Yeah. So please spare me your patriotic blabbermouth of freedom and democracy and all that other bullshit that you're trying to sell the Republican Party on, because y'all don't believe in that shit. You demonstrated it supporting Trump, and for those words to come out of her mouth about Ukraine at this moment and just hand it over to Russia, I don't know how else the Republican Party can define itself.
So, John,
Yeah, well-
what is Trump going to do now? He's supposed to make he's running. Well, what the hell good is that going to do?
There's the
Republican Party
question,
doesn't
huh?
like him.
There's the question.
Yep.
Tuesday night, we're going to find out.
That dude is like radiation. They're trying to get their asses away from him as fast as possible. What he's going to do, I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to try to run for president because he thinks that's going to save him from being prosecuted.
Here's what I told Marcia, what I thought. You know he's a grifter. We all know he's a grifter. Okay. There is a difference between coming on Fox News and telling people, I'm going to run for president. It's a different thing to go down and file the paperwork that makes you an official candidate. And in the time between those two, events, he could grift the shit out of it.
And he will.
And he will, whether he continues on or not. But I don't think he will. You can already see the news turning against his ass. His own Republican Party, the talking heads are out there saying that they lost in 2018, they lost in 2020, they lost in 2022 now. What's the deal, baby? Where's all that winning shit he promised you? It ain't coming through.
But we know who's the loser now, John, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We're not done.
The question is, does he recognize that he is a loser yet?
They say
he's deluded.
Say he's pissed off. Hey.
Oh, really?
Aussie Dave, have you heard about Donnie being pissed off?
Mate, let me tell you what I'm seeing down this side of the southern hemisphere. I'm seeing a man that's backed into a corner that knows that everyone is starting to hate him. He's losing all his friends. Yeah. So he started a war with all these people. He set fire to all these people, including his mate Fox. Even his daughter's wedding he destroyed. We have an Elon Musk now who stood up and lifted his skirt up. He's lifted his skirt up and said, I'm a fascist, I'm a white supremacist, apartheid forever, and I'm going to favour whoever want to favour on Twitter, so fuck you. All these rich people need to shut up and get out of everyone's houses. Look after their own homes, because they're fucking everyone else's lives up for a dollar. I'm getting angry every time. But I think you guys done so well in the midterms. I maybe think you may have done better than you think. I just worry that in the background there, with all this pre-organisation that Trump's been doing over 4 years, I think there may have been some hoodoo-doodoo in the background, and you may have won better than you are going to win. I hope you hold that house, but if you don't hold the house, guys, you've got another 4 or 2 years of in-house shit fighting.
Yeah.
It's just going to occupy the people's minds with more hate. If you take Trump out the equation, not so bad. But while Trump's in the equation, they're going to go after Biden, they're going to go after Hunter, they're going to go after Nancy Pelosi,
and
they're going to go after everyone.
You bet. And I'm personally...
We're not out of the woods yet.
No, we're not.
And we need to be real clear about that. We won this election by a very narrow thread.
Indeed.
Okay?
Indeed. This is not a mandate.
And they ain't finished because every last single one of them races was close as fuck, man.
Too close.
Yep.
It was.
And Trump puts a target on Mitch McConnell's back this week.
Yeah,
what's
he's
Mitch
already
McConnell
attacking Mitch McConnell. And Ryan. Kevin McCarthy ain't having that great a time trying to get the
No.
speakership. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want him in the, especially in the Freedom Caucus. They don't like him. So he's not guaranteed to be speaker yet either. If they
No,
take
he
the House,
ain't.
and I'm not conceding that yet, baby. I've still got a grin on my
Nope.
face. You know, we did
And
better in
I'm
the
sorry,
Senate than
but
we thought.
California does take its little sweet time about counting the votes because
Take
they
your
want to
time,
make
baby.
sure they count everybody's votes.
Take your
Okay.
time.
And you know, we picked up an unexpected seat up in the state of Washington, thank goodness.
Yeah.
So you know that was good to see.
Yeah. In the Senate,
and
the Democrats are the only one that flipped a seat.
yeah, yep.
You're in a good. I mean, you may be in with a really good chance with the House, because you're only 3 seats away from taking the lead. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. What you've done, guys. I mean,
No.
from a
I
moral
think this
point of
is-
view, we are talking about how well you've done. We are citing history over here. We are saying this may be the turn of the fence sitters. Have decided this is enough,
I
you
think,
know,
I think
and
this
all you're
really,
left with is the nutcases.
it speaks well
Well.
of Biden's, what he's done. Not all the
Yes.
hype and bullshit, but actually what he's
Yes.
accomplished. And you
Yes.
put that up against what the Republicans have. And there's no choice as to how you go forward in this country. The Republicans don't have a plan
And
for
there's
one
no
thing.
way known.
They don't have a plan.
No way known. He's
And-
at 40% approval. He's better than 40% approval. I don't believe the polls. Look how good the polls were
Yeah,
for the midterm.
exactly.
Mhm.
How were the polls showing it before the election? As a matter of fact, every bit of the
16
mainstream
seats in
media
the-
was out there screaming about it's going to be a red wave and the Republicans are probably going to take everything. Not so
Well,
much.
according to the polls, you're only going to get 16 Senate seats prior to the election, or the 16 House
Right,
seats. I
yeah.
think it was 16 Senate seats.
Yeah, and we've already
Yeah,
picked up.
and then-
I think we've flipped several.
No. What they're
We
actually
got
saying in
50
the polls.
seats. We got 50 seats in the Senate, and there's
Yes.
still
Yeah.
one to be
Oh, in the
counted.
Senate. Yeah,
So,
we won't know
yes.
that until December 6th.
till December 6th, and
When,
then it'll be a little bit of time after that to be able to count the votes in that.
And I think
So
that,
we got a ways to go, guys.
I think in Georgia,
And the voting age. What's the story with the voting age now? He wants to kick that. They want
They
to kick
wanna
that up
kick it up
because
to
the
21.
young ones.
The Republicans want to raise the voting age because the Gen Zers
young
got
ones.
out to vote.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
there's a whole crop of Gen Zers that are about
Exactly.
to turn voting age, and that's the main reason why they want to do that.
celebrate
Yeah,
the
you
first one that
you
got
can
elected
go
in the,
and die for this country, but not have the right to vote. I don't think that's going to pass.
well,
I don't think that's going to
I
pass.
don't think so either. Because if you can have a gun at 18, you can
Thank
freaking
you.
vote at 18.
well, my thought on that is if you're going to enlist in the military, yeah, you got to vote, baby. That's my stance
Thank
on that.
you.
If you're going
That's right.
to put an age
And that's
of
what I'm
18
saying.
years old to die for this country,
That's what
you
I'm
damn
saying.
sure better make sure they got to vote.
Yep. If you could go to the
So-
service and die for this country, you should have the right to vote.
Damn right. Biker
Exactly.
Leo,
Hey,
It's-
how we doing?
we're doing
Leo.
fine. Leo, how about you? Were your ears burning
Ain't
today,
bad.
buddy? We was talking about you today.
I don't know what you gave. There was some anagram out there I didn't understand. Something about it.
You're coming in hot, Leo. Real hot.
I'm coming in hot.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's all right. Better than coming in weak, buddy.
Did that
Put your
come down a
gear
little
down,
bit
mate.
better?
I think that's a little bit-
Put your landing gear down. Put the landing gear down.
And put the flaps
Yep.
down.
It's down.
Make
You
sure-
must still be loud.
On Tim Kermal's show, it used to be your Twitter friend of the week. Every time every guest would come on, you would pick somebody from Twitter to highlight and to promote. And since Twitter's gone to hell, he changed it to social media friend of the week, so we could pick from Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. And it was an easy choice, Leo.
Oh, well, I'm honored, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, and Tim mentioned he'd like to see you on the show, so
Well, we've talked about it a couple of times, and why in the hell it hasn't happened yet, I don't know. But one of these days it will, I promise.
Yeah, we ought to jump in there. It's fun.
Well, one thing I do want to jump in here though, because you guys were talking about exactly what I was talking about. First of all,
what?
Some polls. I don't really give a shit about polls. I really don't anymore.
Thank you.
Yeah. The polls don't really mean shit anymore.
Well, they gave us Trump.
Nope.
If you think about it, the polls gave us Trump. We were all certain that we were going to win that one. And guess what? The polls were wrong.
Yeah.
Well, same thing coming up to here, too. And the same thing as far as the kids and everything else. I'm calling them kids. They're not kids. I was doing adult shit when I was 13.
We got the first Gen Z in there, 25 years old. Can you believe that?
Yes, we do. And we should have.
I love it.
It's so much. We need that. But the other thing we need to do is they need to understand. This isn't a thing so much that we have to do, John. They need to understand. We have rejected your agenda. This country has said no. And it's time you realized we are the majority, and it's time we all started working together instead of this bullshit calling names and everything else.
That's how come I'm saying, I'm thinking in my mind, they keep talking about Ron DeSantis. He's the new up-and-coming star. Let him run. I do not think Ron DeSantis's policies in everything will fly with the rest of the country. It flies down in Florida. They love him. But I don't think that's going to fly across this country, baby.
Nation's too smart for that.
No. Yeah, I think so, too. He's just like Greg Abbott. He's into dog and pony shows. He wants to put on a spectacular, show for somebody about something.
Well, he's number two, John.
He won in Florida because, he had a hurricane come in, and he's been paying attention to that. And the people in Florida appreciate him for that.
Yeah.
But that's not going to fly in the rest of the country.
No.
Not with all the laws that he's been making just to suppress people's votes and take people's rights away and all the rest of that. That ain't going to fly.
Yeah, I don't
Bernadette,
think so.
He also bashed up Disney, not for any proper right. It was a show thing to show the people how tough he was. I'm going to bash up Disney. That hurt the state in a way.
He wants to play tough guy like Trump, but he can't beat Trump. He can't beat Trump.
He picked on Disney. Picked on Disney.
Because Disney pissed him off.
I'm amazed Disney didn't leave the state. If I was a company that size, I would have told them
too much money in there, Matt.
Yeah.
They got too much invested in there.
You know who cracked me up the most was to hear Rick Scott, who also is senator from Florida, say that the Republican Party didn't have anything good to say in this election.
That's exactly.
He was the one out there promoting this bullshit. Okay?
They didn't have anything to say.
He was the one in control in the Senate who had the money to give to candidates. He promoted these candidates as much as Mitch McConnell did, and every candidate that Trump got out there and back lost.
What do all of those have in common, though, guys? What do all of them have in common? They are out of touch. They are out of touch.
They don't have any issues. They're all running on imaginary boogeymen from the 2020 election. That's what they're trying to put their people on. They don't have a plan for anything.
Let's run our harsh rhetoric, but let's not talk about doing anything. Let's see how many times we can get people pissed off.
And that's what we're going to see. If the Republicans take the House, it's going to be a dog and pony show for 2 years of nothing but bullshit investigations, and the people's business will be left out. Let me send out a quick thank you.
Do you know what's going to happen in the next 2 years?
What?
Go ahead, I'll tell you after that.
Okay. I want to thank Gene Prim, who came in with a $5 donation, and said, I have never been more proud of anyone than you blue dots at the polls, baby. There you go. Thank you.
We did pull some shit off, didn't we?
We pulled some big shit off, baby. And we ain't done yet. Go ahead, Bernadette.
Now I'm having a senior moment.
You forgot what you was going to say. I'm glad somebody else does that shit.
We're smoking that shit.
Take the heat off my ass. What were you going to say? Fuck, I don't know. But it was good.
Have you heard the latest about Herschel Walker's fundraising campaign for his whatever it is? It's up the money going into the donations, if you read the fine print at the bottom of the form, it goes to Donald Trump's fund.
Yeah, he gets a certain
He's in
percentage.
control of it.
He gets a percentage of it. Ain't that a deal?
Unbelievable.
I don't know how many candidates he had that with, that he got a certain percentage of their donations because of his greatness. You know, they wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for Trump. You need to give me a little.
I wouldn't.
That's
You know
who
what?
he is. That's who he is.
But John, that's just it. I wouldn't be too awful surprised to see that Donald Trump doesn't send Herschel Walker a bill. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, he's franchised the states. That's what he done. He franchised the states.
Leo. He would do that
He
shit in a
turned it
heartbeat.
into
See?
He turned it into McDonald's, a Hungry Jack's,
Oh, y'all
fucking
thought all the
Kentucky Fried.
Oh, y'all thought the entertainment was going to go away after the elections. Are you shitting me, baby? This shit's just going to get cranked up again. We're going to have plenty to talk
Oh,
about
my
for the next
God.
2
Watching
years,
it
baby.
burn down is going to be gratifying, though, John. Watching it burn to the ground is going to be gratifying because
Yes.
that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing to
are burning
themselves.
themselves to the ground.
And they say that's
Trump will
the option that Trump has. Is either a scorched earth thing where he just burns the Republicans down to the ground because he's not the winner. Yeah, and that's exactly who he is. Or what? Step back in the shadows? That ain't Donnie.
Well, John, that's what he'll do. If he can't have it his way, nobody can have it. He's a spoiled brat. He always was. He always will be.
He's already threatening to come out and give dirt on DeSantis. Y'all don't
He's
know
supposed
everything.
to announce on Tuesday, isn't he?
Yes, he's supposed to come out on Tuesday and make a big announcement. He didn't say he's going to declare.
At 9 p.m.
Yeah.
9 p.m. Eastern.
And believe me, everybody's going to be watching. It's going to be a news event because we all
No,
want to
you know what, John? I'm not going to be watching. I'm going to wait till the day after and say, "Oh, okay, fuck him."
No, I'll see it on the replay. I'm not going to sit in front of the TV and watch some bullshit he's got going on. I'll see it on the news.
How tired of his voice are
I
you?
get most of
can't
mine
stand that voice.
on the
Thank you.
iPad nowadays anyway. You know. I hate, I don't have my phone in here, and besides that, I don't have I'm running blind tonight. I have no tech support within 100 miles of me tonight.
That's all right. You got blue dots everywhere.
I do.
You got blue dots everywhere.
My kids are up
You know
in
what,
Austin tonight. They drove up.
Right
to
on.
Austin. Yeah, they went up there for a concert, an acoustic concert that's going on up there.
Very good.
Yeah, so they.
How dare those young people do something frivolous like that? God damn it.
No.
Dare them go to some concert.
Go and have fun.
All right, y'all. I got to cook dinner. I just wanted to stop in and tell y'all I love you. I did another live tonight. I don't know what, 2 days in a row. Go think about that for a minute.
Leo, good.
Awesome, Michael.
Outstanding. I'm sorry I missed it.
John, we have to do. You can't pick it up any more than you are. You're already there. And the same thing with T. Brown every day. But of those of us who seem to have a voice that seem to be making a difference of one kind or another, I'm the slacker, so I've got to pick up my game a little bit.
Leo, we've
Leo.
enjoyed your voice for years, brother, and this it's
can
hard to do.
Thank you, Leo, for having a voice out there.
Yeah.
That's out there promoting, getting out the vote. Thank you for using your voice.
It is because it's not easy to
And
do.
I'm gonna keep doing it. Y'all take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go make me some country fried steak with some potatoes and veggies.
Oh, shut
I'll be there in 20
yeah,
minutes.
really. Yeah, set an extra plate, brother. We're all on our way.
I'll set one out for whoever is showing up. Y'all take
There
care of
you go.
yourselves.
All righty.
Good night, Leo.
Leo, thank you very much. And that's Leo Sahaki, Biker Wisdom and Thoughts. You can catch him on Facebook. I don't know if he's on YouTube or not. I should ask him.
He's on YouTube.
He's
You
on
can
YouTube
find
too.
him.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Look for him because he's
Find
worth
him.
listening to.
Find him.
He takes the
He
time
is
to
worth
do his
listening to.
takes his time to do his research and offers up his opinion. And we appreciate his voice. Let me thank Keith Thompson, who just came in, my brother up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, came in with a $5 donation and said to my brothers and sisters in Texas, what happened? Where's Beto? Oh, man, come on, don't rub it in, dude. Come on, man. I'm dying down here.
Unfortunately,
It
Texas
was.
is one of those states that has been gerrymandered to death.
We have, but
And
even gerrymandering doesn't count in a governor's race. Texas, they beat him over the head with the one remark that he made that he wanted to take your AR-15, and they use that constantly to beat him over the head with it. And if you look at the population centers in Texas, they all went blue. Yeah, there's a whole lot of Texas out there though, and all of it's red. And so it was a tough battle for him, but I am so proud of the way he did it. I was proud of him coming back. When he went up against Cruz and lost the Senate race, it was hard for him and his family, and nobody thought he might not come back, but he did. And I think he's going to come back again because he's not done, because he is a fighter, and he gives a shit about this country.
Yeah.
And he gives a shit about Texas, and
And
not
John,
just for big corporations. Go ahead, Johnny.
well, John, maybe if there's enough Gen Zers down in Texas at some point in the future, maybe they'll flip for you.
We're working on it, buddy.
It will take time. Yeah, it'll work.
We are.
Right?
Yeah.
We are
It'll
working
work.
on it. Let me send out a quick thank you. Let me send out a quick thank you to Mega Wet Willie, who came in with $5 and said, just a quick comment. Condolences to the families of the collision of the B-17 Texas Raider and the P-63 who died in a midair collision on Saturday. Indeed, that was tragic.
that was tragic.
It is. During an air show is the only time when the airspace is not controlled, and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a scene of a B-17 with a fighter coming by, make it look real neat, but visual flight rules and something like that is extremely difficult, and that kind of tragedy just it's bad, and I know that from personal experience. So it's
That was
terrifying.
a big tragedy.
It is. It was.
I just let you know there's a little highlight headline that come up that you're talking about this Trump getting out on TV and exposing DeSantis. I mean, that's really nasty shit, but he deserves it anyhow, but it's still nasty shit. It says here, DeSantis exposed by incriminating teacher reports. And I'm going to suggest maybe that's what he's going to be talking about. I think someone...
He's already threatened. He's got dirt on him. He's threatened.
Yeah, well, to disarm him, you should put the information out earlier, your version, before he gets it up there. Yeah. So if DeSantis knows what he's going to talk about, DeSantis would start a situation quickly on TV or something that would disarm his attack by having his version out there first, like court of public opinion. Trump has used that throughout the last 6 years. He gets in there before anyone, even the DOJ or CNN and MSNBC, and he gets out there before anyone, and he says, I'm innocent. They're doing this to me. You watch. And the next 2 hours or 3 hours, the next day, the news comes out. And he looks innocent. And this is how they do it. This is how they do it. It's all marketing. It's a tool. It's a tool.
I think he's on his way down. I can't wait. I think the first action we're going to see on him is going to come out of Fulton County, Georgia. But that's what we're not talking about right now is the fact that there's a whole lot of shit going on, and we all knew it was all going to wait until after the midterms. Well,
and let's not forget that civil case up in New York. That ain't no joke either.
No.
That's going to take a bite out of his pocket, and you know how he can't handle that.
I want you to buy that
butthurt. He's going to be so butthurt.
And the criminal case in New York ain't done yet either. Okay.
There's still a lot of irons in the fire.
What, the one that Mr. Bragg squashed?
Huh?
Yeah, that one.
That Mr. Bragg.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
That one.
Is Alvin Bragg in on it now, or is it another person handling the case?
Well, it's not just Alvin Bragg's. That case is Tish James. When she filed for her case, she not only she reported to the IRS and she reported to the federal government.
All right.
So These
that's like
cases
the
are
There's
tax
still
enough to
being done.
spread around.
Look, that motherfucker's gonna have a whole lot to deal with besides trying to run for president again.
Yeah.
And you see, his daughter was she got married, and if you've seen the wedding photographs, he's a grumpy bastard. He looks like he doesn't want to be there.
You know what
Probably
picture I
doesn't.
noticed out of that wedding was Donnie standing between Marla Maples and Melania, and he's still got that shit-eating grin on his face with his thumb up, like, "Look what I got, boys." You know, that's exactly who he is.
That's all that matters to him.
That
It's
is
his image.
exactly what matters for him, and that's the face I see with that grin and that thumbs up. Look at me, this is what I got. You know, he's a disgusting pig, no matter which way you look at it. You know, anyway. I saw that.
And then Melania's in court saying she's trying to distance herself from Daddy, saying his actions are not anything to do with my business because her businesses are dying because of Daddy's actions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Teresa Digham's advice here. I think I can take her advice. Yes, we can. And she said we ought to give Bill Jones a round of applause for all the work that he has done, coming on here and talking about, but the biggest,
cool.
yes.
Oh yeah.
See? Huh?
Yeah.
That's
there
for
you
Bill
go.
Jones, baby.
Bravo.
The work you did, baby. It made a difference. It made a big difference. I know his heart is broken just like mine. We didn't cross over the goal in North Carolina, and we didn't cross it here in Texas, but it was the fight that was necessary, baby.
Just remember, John, it's never over. Never.
No,
They
it's
will
never.
come back again. That's right.
No, we can't be complacent. We got to keep up the hard work. We got to keep out there. We got to keep pushing because there were a lot of close races out there, and some more groundwork could have pulled them off. A little bit more money could have pulled them off. We're not done yet. We still got Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson.
Yeah, that's the one that really pissed me off. Yeah, that guy won. After all the bullshit that we saw with him centered around January 6th, and he still gets reelected. Really? That just pissed me.
Sherry Beasley, she should have had that seat. She should have had that seat. Okay?
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela Barnes should have had that seat. Okay? There are a lot of people out there that should have had these seats. That a little bit more ground game, a little bit more putting their messages out there.
Wasn't that Chuck Grassley, an old coot? Wasn't he elected?
Yes, he was reelected too. So
How do you read?
So don't give me any bullshit about Joe Biden's age.
This
You're reelected,
motherfucker's
Chuck
89 years old. Yes.
So don't shut up about Joe. What we can be proud of is the fact in the governor races, because we did pick up Michigan, Wisconsin, we picked up Illinois, Minnesota, you know, that whole area up in there. Pennsylvania.
Yes.
But those
That's
four
awesome.
right, yeah, you know. We lost Ohio. I was disappointed in Ohio. Of course, we were disappointed in several places, but
we lost Miss Whiteboard. What was her name? Miss Whiteboard.
Katie Porter. She's still fighting for her seat out here in California. That race has not been called yet.
Isn't she ahead though? I have it here if I can find my mouse on it.
She was the last I checked.
Please, she should win. She needs to win. She's one of your best assets.
I love that woman. I love the.
You know, and we still have Republicans running unopposed. That needs to stop.
Yeah, that does have to stop.
I'm looking for numbers on Katie Porter, but I can't find them right now.
She's California 47, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I found 22. I found everything in California except that one.
I find it hard to understand how someone runs unopposed that no one stands up against them. That must be a totally red state. I mean, so red, it's unbelievably
totally
red.
gerrymandered district.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the problem we have right here in Texas in my district. The only reason Michael Cloud is there is my district, and I'm on the coast down here on the Gulf Coast. My district goes all the way to the edge of San Antonio. they gerrymandered. We have one district that is Republican, and it was won by that young Hispanic girl down there. What's her name? Dela Cruz. It looks, if you look at the map of that district, it's a slice right from the Rio Grande Valley, damn near up to halfway to San Antonio, and it's just a little sliver, and it was created that way just for that. They split my district and carved it out to make it a Republican district. My Corpus, Nueces County used to be part of a totally blue district, and was for years until they gerrymandered the shit out of it and it turned red.
According to the New York Times, Katie Porter's district, California 47, 72% of the votes in. She has a lead of 51.3% over Scott Baugh, who is at 48.7%.
It's looking good, but it's not over. I want it to be over.
No, it's not over. It's not over.
Until
there's still votes to be counted in that district.
Well,
So,
I think she'll get it. She's an excellent.
She is somebody the Republicans are afraid of.
yeah, and she was doing good up until the last week and a half, and then they threw a whole bunch of money into that district down there, and that's why that race is real tight right now. So
they hate what she preaches, and she preaches facts, and they hate facts.
That smart ass just brought up Sarah Palin. Did you see the ass whipping she got?
They got.
Oh, really? I thought she won.
No, she got her butt handed to her on a platter.
No.
Yep.
What were you saying, Bernadette?
They have alternative facts.
Yes, that's right. They do too. Yeah.
Karen,
I
we're
forgot
tied.
about the alternative facts.
All right. Go Cowboys.
Who's that in the room with us?
God damn it. I need to win. Huh? I'm sorry. I got lulled into football for a second.
Who's joined us? I can't see a screen.
Hi, Mary.
That's Tina. Hi, Tina. How are you doing, darling?
Hey, John. Hey, Johnny Fly. Hey, Ozzy.
Hi.
Hey, up in the special room. What? I feel special today. Listen, I just came into we're going to rewind the tape just for half a second. When you guys were talking about the previous president, it just reminded me of something that's been bothering me and just burning like a little hole in my head. And I hear it in all the news and I hear it everywhere. It's why is someone who is irrefutably guilty of crimes allowed to run for president? He planned an insurrection. He stole government top secret documents. We even heard him ourselves on the phone to Georgia talking about give us some votes. Why is he not indicted? And
that's the reason why he can run, Tina. Because he has not been indicted yet. That's the reason why he can run.
I know the technical part of it. I guess that's the point of it that's burning me.
Thanks,
so
Jerry.
it's like, this is injustice, okay? And we're all accepting this injustice. We're all doing it. Every state is like, oh yeah, the man who's committed this, that, and the other, shot a person on First Avenue, and I can get away with it. Yeah, that guy, he gets to run for president. That is wrong. And we have
Tina, it is wrong. But until it is codified in law that you cannot have a conviction on your record, he could be sitting in jail and run for president.
And that is true. There is that. Absolutely.
Not if he's
convicted
of insurrection.
It's the nuance that I'm trying to infer. I understand the technicalities of it.
The only thing that stops him is being convicted for insurrection.
Yeah.
That we're accepting it is my problem.
It's not an acceptance. It's because it's not in law. There's nothing in the Constitution that says that he can't run for it.
I get that. I get
unless
it's
an
more
insurrection.
of the fact that we need to be enraged about this fact. This should not ever be.
Yes.
I agree.
It would take a
I think
constitutional
we've been pretty
amendment
well
to
enraged
change
for
that.
6 years. You know, and
Well,
I think that still
but we have to
continues
get
on.
to the point where we change it. When FDR was elected for the third time, do you know how hot fast the legislature got up in there and said, never again. There will never be a person who will run for president more than 3 times. They did that in a hot flash. Well,
Tina, we don't have that kind of environment right now. We don't have that environment.
I get that. But it's got to start somewhere. The conversation has to start somewhere. People need to.
I think the conversation is happening, and it's going on in the January 6th committee. And
Well,
what they want to put out as recommendations, but that's all that they can do is recommend
I can't
something.
let
I
this.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. All I'm to cut it off here. I just popped in just to make that statement and just giving food for thought, like ruminate on it a second. We should be outraged. This should not be happening.
And
This
I
can-
think the outrage continues. I got tickled when Just Coggins wrote in the chat here, and he just said, "And now let's join the president, coming to us from D Block. Take it away, Tucker." That's what it would be. They love it.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what?
That's my
Well,
point.
Yeah.
Well, my understanding is, I'm sorry, I just wanted to say, my understanding is, isn't he, they said after the midterms, Merrick Garland should have some indictments coming down. Isn't that going to happen?
Well,
Would that change?
we're all waiting on that. We're all hoping that that's exactly what happens. That it
Well,
comes out of
That's on,
DOJ
that's
that
on
we see
Merrick.
it.
But understand, the midterms aren't over yet.
No, they're not. They're still going on.
Right.
They're not
Everything hasn't
over
been
yet.
called.
Get that,
We're
but
all
why
anxious.
is he should be indicted already.
He
And
should
the
have
problem
already
I
been
agree.
indicted.
And the problem with that, and I will say nothing more after this, is that it strips away any falseness that we all now know. It reveals that the levels of justice are not balanced. And I'm just gonna leave it like that because
I like to put it this way. We have two injustice systems in America. One for if you have money and one for if you don't.
And hence
I
the
know.
saying that I like
people
is when in. Go ahead, Tina. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, John. My bad. Please go.
I was, somebody sent me a T-shirt one time, and I love the words embedded in my head forever. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. And
There you go.
that is what I live by. When injustice becomes
That's
law,
it.
resistance becomes duty, and it doesn't matter
There
whether
you
we're
go.
talking national politics, state politics, or the treatment of people in our everyday lives. It's we have to change the whole damn society because we're at each other's throat. We've seen what happened to Paul Pelosi out there. I'm afraid more attacks will happen as long as there's a growing hatred on that side that can't be controlled.
And he ain't even a politician.
No. But that hate, that MAGA world, that QAnon,
They don't care.
they have been, until the Republican Party deals with that in their own house, until they fumigate their house and chase the cockroaches out, then we're still going to have a nervous nation when it comes to national politics.
And I believe that kind of hate and what they did afterward in mocking him getting
That's
this,
what's yeah.
this 82-year-old man, I think that's what part of what sank them in this last election.
That's a new low for them, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, the people of America saw that shit, and they said no.
It wasn't a new low, John O'Fly. It wasn't a new low, John O'Fly. The low started when Shittenhouse was moved by his mother to another state to kill someone, and they applauded it. That's when the low started.
Yeah.
Applauding
The low started on long before January 6th. The low started when that fucker started making phone calls. Where's my votes?
Yeah, we're
and not
Oh, that's
accepting the
good.
election
give me
for what it was.
11,780
That
votes.
fake shit. You know, it was election fraud. That's when the low started.
And I'm glad Ratzenberger had that conversation recorded, because there's the
Yeah.
biggest evidence is coming right out of his mouth. Find me
Yeah,
11,780
well, he got reelected, and that's a damn shame.
Ain't it? Ain't
But
it?
he threatened him. He
Let me,
threatened him at the same time. You're breaking the law here. It's not good for you or your whatever. You remember? He threatened
I
him.
do. I do remember he said something.
The number of
He's
people that got.
Let me send out a quick thank you to Karen Cormier,
Thank
who
you.
came in with a $5 donation. Karen, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Every time I think of Karen, I think of Donna Montecose. They're like a pair in my head. They've met. I'm so saying. I heard from Donna too. Montecose, she's doing fine. I'm sorry. You were saying.
But you know, we do have something to celebrate right now. Democracy won this election.
It
Thank
Okay.
goodness. And thank the American people that they saw that shit and they stood up for it.
I think this is just
And
the
we can
beginning.
continue. You know, I remember
do.
what I was going to say. I remember what I was going to say, John, because in the next few years, we're going to start seeing all these things that Biden has done start coming to fruition. Okay?
Yep.
Right.
We're going to see that. And that's going to help the next election in 2024. People are actually going to start benefiting from
do.
what this man has done.
I think that we are just starting to see a beginning. You know, we're all smiling because we have the first Gen Z elected, 25-year-old gentleman out of Florida, elected to the House of
Yes.
Representatives. I think we're going to see
Yes.
more of that, because the younger generation, those that have been surviving Parkland and
Yes.
other shootings around this country, those kids are coming into age of voting age, and they are involved because they've been through so much. And I think, you know, it's just going to rise up. They are more socially active. They want to see change in this country for the people. You know,
And they know how to use this social media
Yes,
to
they
their
do.
advantage.
Yes, they do. So, what happened? I'm messing up on my duties here. I didn't notice.
Your duties. Don't do any duties in the
No
studio.
duties on the air. It's against the law.
That's right.
It's against the law.
You'll get written off. I see Trump's making a statement now. Trump's making statements like, he would jail journalists if he was president again. Well, since when does the
do you
president
have
say
to
you're
search
going to go to
far?
jail?
Do you have to search far to find correlation between what Trump wants to do and what Putin wants to do? There's not that much difference. There's not that much difference. I'm telling you, that's my thought, because as soon as Marjorie Taylor Greene, and you know there's other Republicans thinking the same thing, talking about cutting off Ukraine, when Ukraine is in a position against Russia, and we're talking about basic freedom and democracy, and they want to cut them off at the knees, don't quit waving the flag at me, buddy. Please save yourself the trouble, because I don't believe it.
Well, Putin's pulling out. Putin's got his
losing
tail
his house,
between his
but
legs.
if the Republicans had their way, and if they had gotten power, they would cripple Ukraine and hand it over to
Oh,
Russia.
yeah.
I believe.
They
I
would.
believe
You
it.
don't have to believe they would. They would.
And it was a
We all
time
think that.
Well, there was a time years ago when the Republican Party actually did stand up for the United
Hey.
States. Now it's like they want to pull, hey, screw Ukraine, let them deal with it. Well, you know what's going to happen. Then Putin would take over the whole country.
I
And
think,
then,
I
what
think
is
the
it?
Republican Party changed when Ronald Reagan came in.
Yeah.
It became more about optics and not politics, not issues. It became about optics and stealing money, which is what they're good at.
And-
SC,
yeah.
jump in here, SC.
Hey, go Beto.
Go-
Go Beto. Fuck Trump and this is an idea in Georgia. Instead of a runoff, why don't you just have a spelling contest? Make it real quick and easy, and get the damn thing over with.
How do you
said.
spell your name, Bob? Come on, Bob. Starts with a B, Bob. Come on, Bob. Ends with a B, Bob. What is your name? I can't remember. Anyway, SC,
Yeah.
I I want to thank the people of Florida for taking the bullet for the country. The red wave rose up, but it hit Florida and died.
Well,
That's it.
I heard y'all in here talking about Trump and DeSantis. You know, he already. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the tweet that he put out claiming that he helped DeSantis win the 2018 election.
Yeah.
He admitted to a crime. He admitted to a crime in that one, Smithy.
Yeah. And then you got to look back with all this shit that's going on with Andrew Gillum, the guy that was running against DeSantis, who only barely lost. And, you know, I got to say, you know, Charlie Chris, I mean, I was all behind him, but he probably, and I didn't want to say nothing until it was all over with, but he probably wasn't the best candidate. I don't
think he was he excited the people as much as as maybe somebody else could. You know, I'm not in Florida. You know, I was pushing Beto here and we lost, brother.
But, you know, I still, you know, Florida's scary because, you know, Trump's still got some bastard kids running around that could say, "Oh, I want to be governor of Florida."
Yeah.
No, you know, just craziness, you know. But this DeSantis and Trump thing is gonna be interesting. But yeah, he's already admitted to a crime and he's already trying to throw DeSantis, you know, under the bus. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Bill Barr didn't say anything, did he? Bill Barr never said Donald Trump sent us to Florida, or wanted me to send the FBI to Florida. But obviously that would be admitting to a crime of himself, Bill Barr, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. So,
and you know, they're trying to wreck Andrew Gillum right now. I feel the more and more looks like all the political hit, you know, because he's in some legal trouble right now, and you know, and this little shit with Trump and DeSantis could save his ass.
Well, now you do realize, because I saw it on TV, that Ron DeSantis was sent by God. That's what it says. Did you see that commercial? Did you see that ad? That God created a man.
They got created.
Do you know, John? I did. I saw. I heard the ad. I didn't see it. I heard it.
Disgusting.
But oh my God! Talk about your blasphemy. Oh my God! This man is like,
don't throw Jesus under the bus like that, man. Come on, what are you doing? Hey, let me send out a couple of thank yous to Maria Betancourt, who came in with a $2 donation and said, anybody watch Chappelle make fun of Herschel? I did indeed watch Saturday Night Live last night, and I saw that. My favorite one was when that lady who impersonated Carrie Lake, switching back and forth with every sentence that came out of the reporter's mouth. Oh, she's ahead. Well, of course I am. We trust the people. Well, now she's down. Well, of course I'm down because they cheat. Anyway, Mitch Goldstein came in with $2 and said, "Dump fuck still survive." See, he talks in what is that? Chewbacca. What is that? Mitch, what does that mean?
Chewbacca.
Yeah,
Chewbacca.
Hello, Mitch.
You can't say Trump, and you can't say sucks.
Can't say fuck on here. Damn sure can't.
Well, you can say it, you just can't type it.
You can't type it on here.
If you type it all together, you can get it in there.
Still sucks. And Stephanie Dane, let me thank her. She just came in with $5 and said, please realize this. I live here with Trump, DeSantis, and Rubio. Seriously thinking of moving. I'm thinking of, I don't know, little travels in my, I don't know. Where would we go? Stephanie, let's go to Bernadette's house. They grow weed up there.
I hear Missouri just legalized recreational marijuana.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Right on Missouri, being progressive.
If Beto would have got elected here, they would have put that on the ballot here too. But it's not. It's not coming because we got Greg Abbott.
We have to prep Texas. They just need to get with the program.
Mitch Goldstein. Are you there, Mitch?
I'm afraid so.
How are you doing?
Your volume is low.
It's been a long week. Julie just went upstairs. We just got back from her dad's house and her mom's house in Virginia.
Mitch, get closer to your mic. We can barely hear you.
He's very
You can barely hear me. Okay, let me twiddle my fiddle here. Hang on a sec.
There you go. Did everything go well, Mitch?
It's not going so well, man.
Yeah.
Her dad is 84,
Yeah.
and he has Parkinson's,
Yes.
and it's just a little worse every time. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we decided to have a big party this weekend. We had a blast.
Good.
We had all the
Good.
cousins over, and we had instead of cooking dinner, we actually had caterer,
Ooh.
and we
Right
had
on.
food come,
And
and
nobody
it
had to
was
cook.
friggin' delicious. And we drank Moscow mules, and we made crepe Suzette was his request for dessert. So we made 46, no, um, 26 crepes and
Well,
made crepe
Oh,
Suzette for everybody.
wow.
for those that have not had the pleasure of meeting Mitch Goldstein in person, he is quite a character and is quite entertaining to be
Character.
around.
Well, by the way, John, do you realize it's been over a year since we were down in
Yeah,
San Antonio
yeah.
for its anniversary?
Yeah.
That was
I
a year
thought about
ago.
that because me and Jogan Garcia, who lives not too far from me, he's a wonderful guy, is he barbecues. He's got a huge barbecue pit on a big old trailer. He can cook for like 200 people. Yeah, it's not big enough. He's going to build another one with two pits, so he'll be able to cook for about 500. The man
There
knows
you
what
go.
he's doing when it comes to
Wow.
barbecue, and so yeah. But
My
we were
son
talking
Zach,
about getting together for a Blue Dot family meeting and having a
yeah,
get
my
together and
son
barbecue.
Zach is quite handy with the smoker.
Is he?
Very, very much. He's very
It's an
handy.
art. Smoking it takes a
Yeah.
lot of time to
It
do
does
it
take time.
to do it right. So
He
It's
should
about
make
the
it a
only thing that
business,
he's
John.
have patience in.
he could make it into a business real easy if he wanted to. But I don't know if that's in his plans. I had a song from him tonight I was going to play, but because my technical guys all ran off and left me, I can't play it. And but I need to get with Joe because he gave us that one little song and it was great. He put out another one he sent to me the other day, and it was before everything was called. It was before the Senate was called, and the words in it are, and I used it in my rant on Friday. We didn't win the battle, but there's still a fight to be fought. And it's a wonderful little
Yep.
tune that he put together, and it sounded so great. We're going to play it because it doesn't matter when we play it. The fight's not over. We have to stay in this 20. This is just a prelude to 24, baby. Just think of the bullshit that's going to go on next.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open because
Don't
this
don't feel defeated either, because this was a victory.
This is a
this
victory.
was a victory.
So
Democracy
many times I
won.
say, yeah, taking a stand, holding your ground, can
Indeed.
sometimes be the key to winning a battle.
It is. It is. As long as you don't back up, baby, you keep pushing. I say it all the time because it's inbred in me. It's probably in you too. You adapt, you overcome, you move forward. That's the only fucking option you have. When you come
Here's the
down and
problem,
break,
though.
that's the only option we ever have.
I've seen
problem
something
is-
in a lot of. Go ahead.
I said the problem is with the battle that we're fighting is true victory for us is a change of the consciousness of the American people,
There you go.
not just the blue
Yes.
dots.
It's not just about the
All of
election.
Right. All of Americans need to figure out how to grow the fuck up and act like adults and have, for example, have an adult relationship with our neighbors and have an adult relationship with foreign countries and an adult relationship with the law and an adult relationship with God. I can tell you, man,
So you want me to
I
be an
really feel
adulterer?
kind of pity. I feel pity for cops, but when I see this Blue Lives Matter shit, this sends me into a fucking rage. Not just because they're belittling the original Black Lives Matter, which has a completely different meaning, but because we worship these fucking violent assholes who are supposed to be protecting and serving their communities and just end up being kind of municipal bullies whose primary job is to collect revenue for the failing township. It's really a sad state of affairs.
There
Oh,
needs to be
man.
a
How are you
separation.
going to win over that? How are you going to win over that?
You need
That's
law
tough.
enforcement because not everybody's a nice guy. But we need to
But the
separate
problem
law
is-
enforcement from the other kind of bullshit that
Yeah.
they have to deal with. And my father was a law officer. I
I get it.
you want that law in our lives. There has to be restrictions, but don't think everybody's going to do it. The problem is
I
that,
agree
that
with
we
you,
have
but I
we have
think
an infection within the police
model that
department.
we've chosen, the model that we've chosen to base law enforcement on, it's a terrible model. It's a patriarchal model. It's a domination model. It's just not
It's
the
a,
model that civilized countries, are
Yeah,
adapting to.
yeah.
This is the only country where police routinely shoot their own citizens. That isn't a banana republic. Well,
The problem
what does
there
that
is,
say
though,
about
we have a
America?
country here that worships guns, and every citizen has a gun.
Oh well, we only have what,
Yeah,
600 million guns in the
just a
country.
few.
What could
Just a
possibly
few
go
of them.
wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? Everybody's got a trigger finger. That's exactly
And all
right.
the Republicans, you look at this. That there was just a guy in Ohio, Republican man, went to his neighbor and shot
Yep.
him, and
Yep.
claimed he shot him
Yep.
because, quote unquote, because he was a Democrat. And there were call-in shows that were asked
Yeah.
about this, and people were saying, it's like, well, what are we supposed to do? We're gathering all these guns together. Are we not supposed to kill Democrats who are our enemies? And so we're being labeled as their enemies. So we're far
that's
from
what
this
they've been
battle is
hollering.
fucking far
That's the
from over.
rhetoric that the Republican Party has been putting out for the last 5 years.
Yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
they
And
back
and
the
so are we surprised when we see the violence that comes with that? No, they need to the Republican Party is broken, and I think that they are finally realizing, because check it out. They didn't win this election. They didn't win.
and they're talking about the reasons they didn't win.
Yeah, they are.
Which is the Trump bullshit, the constant, election fraud and all that bullshit, and that Trump really won, and that we're going to write all that bullshit.
And that
Matter
MAGA
of
hate
fact, you
ain't
say that.
getting over. That ain't going to
Trump's
get
gonna
them
be
in the election.
reinstated
No,
next
it's not going to get them
Wednesday,
shit, and I don't think Ron DeSantis is going to wash across this country and win. I think they're going to tie Ron DeSantis. He's just another Trump. He's Trump in different clothes, a
Folks.
younger Trump.
Yeah.
And that's what I
Trump
think
is
this
all
country is going to
lately.
recognize if he runs for office. And he's the best they got, I guess.
Fox
he's
in
the
the
top
last
guy.
24 hours.
Well,
Does it hurt?
Fox in
John,
the
I
last
don't.
24 hours have been saying things like not hate speech. They've been talking on Fox like adults, and they've been saying things like, "We have lost direction. I think the people are sick of the infighting," and that's how they're talking at the moment. Besides the heads blowing up, they didn't
Chase the
believe they
maggots
lost.
out of your party. That's what you have to do.
They're
Chase the
an-
maggots
they're-
out of your party.
Yeah, but
Well,
Tucker
they're
Carlson, in the
analyzing.
same breath, on the same channel, Tucker Carlson's out there saying that stochastic terrorism, which is exactly what we're talking about, doesn't
Correct.
exist.
Yeah.
Now, this
So
is I'm
Fox
talking
News is
about
still
the
sinning up.
female. Yeah, they're cynical, but the thing is, the females, and I can't say it was a male because what I seen was females talking on the show, and one male who's a guest. But they were actually analysing why they lost, and now talking realistic sense. They're starting to realise
I hope
that
they-
violence is not the way.
I hope they've seen the light. I hope they do go back to talking about issues instead of bullshit. I don't put a whole lot of faith in
That's what
bullshit
they
bouting
should have
over there,
been
though.
running on.
As long as they got
They should've-
Tucker. Mm-mm. Go ahead. I'm
I'm
sorry.
still
Bert.
Time will tell.
Fox News is only trying to clean up their show. They've been supporting this asshole ever since he came down them
They're
fucking
worried.
golden staircase.
Yes,
And Sean-
they're worried.
That
They're worried.
golden staircase. And so, the people are getting smarter. And here's the thing about DeSantis. The whole country ain't Florida, bud.
That's it. What Donnie call him? DeSanctimonious. That's his
Yeah.
new nickname for him. DeSanctimonious. Oh, that's
Um,
clever.
Trump got the nerve to call anybody anything. He
Anything.
need to go away and shut the fuck up. Hey, sounds like a song.
Sounds
You
like
know
a
what I'm
song
looking forward to?
that he ought to do that. Where is my? There's my button.
You know what
Donnie Trump. Nobody asked you, bitch. Shut the fuck up and get out of here. As Joe Biden put it. Just shut up, man. Will you just shut up?
John, your channel is overloading, and that's why you're breaking up. What's happening on our side of it is you're breaking up, and it's because your mic is peaking. So your channel is running too hot, and it's actually peaking, and it limits itself. So if you've got an output there somewhere, if you dropped it a little bit, or didn't get into your mic so loud.
So wait.
Yeah, right.
I want to get this straight. You're saying I'm hot? Is that what you're saying?
You're hot.
That's
And
I
your
just want to
system-
point it
you're-
out. It's a second opinion. I think my wife would agree.
Just
with you.
don't
I'm
get
just
too
saying.
close to the mic.
That's two people.
Just don't get too close.
I'm too
John,
close
listen to me.
Yeah.
Don't get too close to your mic. That's all. Just don't get too close to your mic. Don't touch buttons. Leave that to Travis.
I like playing with these
Just
slider
don't do it.
things. I can do this. He said I can move these slightly.
Hey,
Does it
it's
make a
still-
difference there?
don't, mate.
We're going to bed. Good night, everybody. Good night, Blue Dots.
Hey, Vince,
Hey,
thank you
good
for
night,
coming
mate.
in, brother. Tell Julie, give Julie our best, baby.
Fair enough. Prayers for Julie.
All right. Take care of yourself, Mitch. What were you saying?
Oh, that was
Yeah, so
Nick.
just don't get too close to the mic. You'll be right for the moment. All right.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'll
yeah.
try to stay away from I don't know what
But
I'm
we
doing
still
half
love you.
the
We
time.
still love you. All right. We still love you.
Every day, every show, I say the same thing to my wife right before I come in here. I don't know what I ain't got nothing in my head. Nothing comes into my head until this mic comes on. Right before it, I'm singing songs and trying to get in a good mood.
Yeah, we hear you.
I don't care who hears me when I sing. I really don't care. Good, bad, or ugly, I don't care who hears me. I sing just for myself. So.
Did you see that the Department of Homeland Security, when Trump was in power, have come out and said, well, yeah, we had to have some danger alerts to appease Trump. So they were making up bullshit and putting out alerts and warnings to keep the people in fear for Trump's. That's what they're saying. They've actually come out and said it on
Fear
CNN.
is the only thing they have to sell over there. That's it.
Well, fear is
Be afraid of something.
fear is the greatest motivator. It's
It is.
one of the greatest motivators. It's fear.
If you're scared, you're going to do something. And that's what moved the needle on our side. We're all afraid we're going to lose this democracy. Can you imagine if Republicans had won? Can you imagine if Trump would have won? They're not too keen on this democracy shit anymore. They're not worried about the quantity of the vote. They think more about the quality of the vote. Who's allowed to vote? We shouldn't let just anybody vote. That's the Republicans. Lie, cheat, steal, any way they can gerrymander anything they can in this country, they are going to do. I don't look at the Republican Party in these days as anybody who's fighting for anything in this country except power. It is the Democrats
your legislature actually passed laws on and said just that.
Yeah.
And said that it is the quality of the vote, not the quantity.
That's their
and that is a mechanism of voter suppression.
That's exactly what it is. They're going to try to determine who can and cannot vote.
I
Who is
heard it
qualified.
expressed.
Yes.
I heard it expressed.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You go.
So,
I lose my
we're all-
thoughts. I lose my
We're
thoughts
all at
easily.
the
Don't worry
four-way
about it.
stop sign going, no, you go, you go.
Yeah, but my engine's not running. Go ahead.
You.
David, how about you? Go ahead, David. I'm gonna put the-
I heard it expressed.
Everybody's scared now.
I heard it
What
expressed.
about Joe Garcia?
You heard an expression.
Everybody's scared.
Nothing.
What'd you hear?
Come on, David, please.
Well, he was trying to say something.
No. I'm
Please,
not fucked
David.
off. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well,
John,
yeah. Hey, Joe.
what's up? When you're hot, you're hot.
When you're hot, brother. How are you doing this evening, brother?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I finally charged my phone. You know, when you get busy, you forget your phone.
Oh, shit. I try to leave mine in places I can't find it. It rings all day long with strange numbers I don't know. Trying to sell me
That's the
something.
thing, when you
Trying to
forget
sell
to
me
charge
something.
your phone, then it
Well-
dies and you can't even find it.
That's the deal. You know, I couldn't.
That's
I
the
did
problem.
forgot where I left it.
I have to get my
by the
wife's
time I
phone.
found it.
I have to get my wife's phone to call my phone to find my phone. So
There you go.
there you go. That's the way it works. Yeah, we was just talking about your barbecuing expertise, Joe.
Oh man, I tell you what, I'm ready to smoke.
I can't. Hey. Uh, I can't. I can't play your song tonight. I'm gonna have to save it for Tuesday night when my tech
Yep.
support gets back from Austin.
Well, that's good.
They're up at a
That's
concert tonight.
good. I might have another one by the time that happens.
Yeah. Stack them up, brother. Stack them up.
Stack them and
Yeah,
rack them.
I can't play the vote song anymore because, well, we're done voting for this time.
We're done voting, but
we'll
hey,
save it for the next time.
well, like I said, we may have lost the battle, but there's still a war.
I don't think we lost the battle, Joe. I think that was you wrote that one before the Senate was called. We took the Senate
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah, that made me jump right off the bed and almost fell on my head.
I know it. And when she took the lead, it made me smile, and we knew at that point when that last batch that came out, when she took the lead, we all knew at that minute that
Oh man,
she was going to stay there.
I tell you what, I'm waiting for Monday to see if any good news comes from the House.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the House isn't done yet. We're not done over there.
Nope.
There's still a
Nope,
possibility
and-
we could pull that out.
That's
Yeah.
right. And you know what? I'm gonna start chopping some wood because if we win both, or at least,
Gonna barbecue, huh?
hey,
But then, Joe, if you listen to Trump make his announcement on Tuesday night, that might, I don't know, you might not be able to take that.
oh, he can announce that all
Hey,
he wants.
What if Trump made an announcement Tuesday night and not a microphone showed up?
That would be nice.
What do you say? Who
That-
cares? I don't know. Are you going to cover that? Not me.
Because effectively he's irrelevant.
Hey, let me send out a
I
quick
can just
thank you
hear 'em.
to Stephanie Dean, who sent in $2 and said, Jay and I are got to go. Love you, John and BDF. Stephanie, you and Jay have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all, baby. And glad to see y'all came through the storm up there all right. So, go to bed now.
I like that idea,
And no
Bird.
hokey pokey going on
Right?
in there. This is rest time. You don't go in there and make it. No.
Yeah, I think they,
Talking about getting in there
I
and get
think
some
they
rest.
cover. I
Huh?
think they cover Trump way too much. I think they shouldn't even cover him anymore.
It's
That's
been
what
a
he says.
constant drip like water torture for the last 6 years, as far as I'm concerned. It's been a constant source of just irritation. Every time he spoke, every time you heard a story about him, it was that steady drip, 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 and I think this country's tired of it.
Every time you had to look at a picture of him,
Oh Lord.
I tell
The
you
only
what,
time the only time we need to look at a picture of him is when we're feeling a little complacent and we need a good reason to get out and do it all over
The
again.
next picture I want to see is his prison picture.
Thank you.
There you go. The arrest, but when he stands up there and holds the little name up in front of him, Donald Trump. Prison.
well, I'm having a wishful
Sorry, Joe.
dream.
You're having
I'm
a
having
dream, Joe?
a wishful dream that he goes on Tuesday and gets on the air and says, I have an announcement, and then the DOJ sends somebody down there and says, we got one too.
Yeah, we got one
You coming with us.
Yeah.
You coming with us.
There you go. I can't wait.
It's
going to be a little bit more time. I'm still banking. If I was a betting man, I think the first action is going to come out of Fulton County, Georgia. I think that's going to be the first hammer to fall. I don't know. I'm just a betting man. I'm thinking that's going to be the first one. I think DOJ might come after that, or the one in New York.
Well, apparently there's been a few other people, other states, been arrested of late for crimes to do with insurrection that are very high level. And apparently they're warming that up for Trump. They're setting it up to do like a precedent so they can do Trump. So they've arrested a few others on the same charge that Trump should go down for.
We haven't even
Oh,
seen
right.
Lindsey Graham yet go testify.
Oh, he's crying on TV though.
Oh, he's whining.
crying.
Oh, he's physically crying. Tears.
Yeah.
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 Sing me a song.
Yeah.
I don't
That's why his buddy Herschel.
My poor party. No, he's crying. Actually, he's concerned the party's screwed. The party has been screwed, and it is screwed.
It is.
And he was saying
And he
He
helped
was
screw
talking
it.
emotionally.
He helped screw it.
Yes, he did.
His little stance up there on the Senate floor when he was talking about, we've had a nice run, but I'm done. Yeah, next time we know it, you're down there kissing his ass. Same way with Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell and the rest of them. They stood up against him and then turned right around and kissed his ass. So,
But the right thing for Garland to do would be the first one to indict him to show it's come from the big boys. It's come from the White House area. I mean, but to have Georgia do it, it's great, but it's not as big an impact if Garland turns around and charges him. That would show a result for all the work.
That's why I wanted really DOJ to charge him before the January 6th committee made recommendations, because I'd rather see it come out of DOJ organically.
What?
Yes.
What's that?
Yes.
I'd like to see some Elliot-ness.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd like to see some Elliot-ness, like where, a whole bunch of people just get dragged. Like, bye-bye, see ya.
Hang on, baby. The show ain't over yet. Next 2 years is really going to be...
Finished.
Go ahead.
We ain't finished with him.
No, we're not done with him. Now comes the legal end of all of this. The election is over. We're going to give this a few more days to wrap up all the loose ends in the House, and then after that done, I think we're going to start seeing some movement, and it's
we want cases that are going to pin his ass to the wall.
There you go.
Glenn Kushner said before the end of the month he'll be indicted. That's what he suggested.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Then let's tune in Tuesday to see if he declares. He might try to use that to try to avoid it.
Well, that's a big get fucked to the GOP. That would be saying to the GOP, get fucked, because they said don't.
It wouldn't be
they
the
don't
first
want him
time
to do
he
it.
told the GOP to get fucked. That's how come they keep losing. Tina, you were going to say something?
Oh, I'm just saying, we know 3 things just right off the top that I'd listed earlier. It's like, listen, there's no lack of evidence.
No.
There's no lack of evidence of a crime.
We are all
There's
witnesses.
No lack of evidence of a crime.
We are all witnesses to this crime. So,
right.
It's coming. Justice comes. The wheels of justice move slowly.
Going, Tina.
Hang in there.
The moral arc of the universe bends, but it bends towards justice. So.
What else, Tina? You had 3 things you said.
What?
You said you had 3 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said them earlier.
Yeah.
For one, the Georgia thing, calling him, we all heard him on the phone, and the top secret documents. I mean, 1, 2, 3, bam, bam. Like, what else do you need?
And he's still holding the country at ransom over those freaking documents. I mean, you have a man holding the country at ransom, holding top secret documents, threatening the DOJ with his own army, and he's walking around having lunch.
I want to see the judge pull out the ballot, whack it on the thing, and tell the bailiff, whack his pee-pee. Anyway,
there you go.
We're gonna y'all try to figure out where that came from. I'll give you a hint.
You have to pull out the magnifying glass just to find it.
To tell you. Anyway, I guess we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I want to thank the whole panel tonight. It was very enjoyable. Thank you again for making the show what it is. I appreciate it so much. To our Blue Dot family on YouTube, on Facebook, baby. I can't say how proud I am of this whole family and all of you, because I know every one of you voted. I know every one of you involved in this process, and baby, we won. We held our ground, and we could be proud of this, and that's coming from my heart, baby. Anyway, Joe Garcia, I'm going to see you in the next few days, buddy. I got to go to Mathis anyway.
Come on down.
When I run over to HEB, I'll holler at you and swing by the house.
Alrighty, man. You just give me a call, and I'll be standing out right in front of the gate.
Outstanding. All right, brother. Take care of yourself, and thank you for coming in here. Tina.
No problem. Good night, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Tina, thank you for coming in, darling. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all.
Appreciate
I appreciate
back,
all of you.
It's a family thing. It's a we thing. Anyway, Johnny Fly. Thank you for Pennsylvania. Yes. You and Mitch Goldstein, thank you, Mitch, for coming in and visiting. We want to thank y'all for pulling Pennsylvania out for us. We appreciate
I'm
it.
so glad it happened, John. So
Yeah, I
glad.
am too, brother. We got a long road to go, but I'm glad
Yes,
we're
we
getting
do.
there. Anyway, David,
Yes, sir.
thank you for coming in, brother.
Thank you for having the show. Appreciate it.
Enjoyed having you. Enjoyed having you. And Aussie Dave, always a pleasure, brother. Enjoy your voice from down under.
It's been a pleasure. I can't say I'm having pleasure right now. I've got my two fingers massaging a
Hey,
possum's
don't be telling people what you do with your two fingers there now.
it's only an anus.
Okay.
It's only an anus.
Only an anus. That's all it is. Just put pleasant thoughts in your head. Anyway, brother, thank you for being here. And
My pleasure.
As always, Bernadette, I love you, baby. Thank you for being here. Thank you for using your voice.
Hey, thank you, Blue Dot family, for doing your patriotic duty. I appreciate it.
Indeed. And we all
Thank
should
you,
feel
John.
good. We all should feel
Yep.
good. Because we set history. We made history. We all
Yep.
it's supposed to happen in the midterm, but it didn't happen this time. All right.
Not this time.
Y'all take care of yourself again. And it shouldn't be hard to do now. Put a smile on your face, baby, especially when you walk by a Republican. I'm doing that as I go down. I'm smiling every time I go down the road. Anyway, take care of yourself. Put a smile on your face. Put a smile on somebody else's face. It'll make your day go a whole lot better. Y'all say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all later. And we'll see you on
Night.
Tuesday.